Now, given that it's already March 24th of 2024, we are getting closer to the second trailer of Deadpool and Wolverine. Now, I don't know if you guys knew this, but a second trailer is all set and ready to go via, of course, Marvel Studios to really focus this time on Wolverine and the return of Hugh Jackman, as Disney knows that this is the only movie that they're really truly banking on making a decent profit at the box office and around the world at all movie theaters. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you all so very much for the great and kind support. So one thing that I think a lot of fans love the fact that Ryan Reynolds is involved with this project is that he's basically acting like Henry Cavill. This guy is standing up for the fans. He is standing up against Disney to preventing them from inserting DEI into the third act of the film via the reshoots, by the way, that are looming to begin, of course, by this April, lasting until late May, ahead of that July release date window. Now, already there's a lot of drama happening with the marketing campaign for Deadpool 3, as we already discussed about the whole Joy Behar situation. Well, that was just the beginning. There's a lot of things happening now with Jimmy Kimmel via the Jimmy Kimmel Live show, which, by the way, is a show that I truly despise and never really enjoyed, just putting it out there. But one thing about this is that we know that Bob Iger is getting very desperate when it comes to the promotion of Deadpool 3 and everything revolving around how Reynolds is getting a lot more wins than losses in the battle against Disney and the Disney heads. So let's discuss, shall we? Now, specifically on top of all of this, with Bob Iger and Kevin Feige desperately heading into damage control over the third act Deadpool 3 with upcoming reshoots that Ryan Reynolds is already battling, one major development has to do with Ryan Reynolds and Jimmy Kimmel on the Jimmy Kimmel Live show on ABC. A significant update to this situation involves a similar scenario to what happened with the Joy Behar situation. However, after Reynolds decided to back out of the Joy Behar interviews on The View, recently Kimmel ran into many arguments with the Disney heads after Ryan just finalized his plans to withdraw from the Jimmy Kimmel Live show. The original plan that was promised between Bob Iger and those like Jimmy Kimmel over at ABC was to have Ryan Reynolds do an exclusive skit on live television for one of the Kimmel episodes that was planned to air just 1 week before the release of Deadpool and Wolverine. However, Kimmel did not agree with, of course, the jokes that were written by Ryan himself for the show, and creative differences began to unravel due to those arguments. This is ultimately what led to those arguments, of course, and to what actually involved how Ryan backed out of the Jimmy Kimmel Live show, and also how he now officially refuses to do a one-on-one interview as well with Kimmel on the show. However, one shocking turn of events is that Reynolds already decided to cut out one of the scenes that actually involved Jimmy Kimmel in Deadpool 3 that was going to be used in the third act of the film, and convinced Disney recently to delete that scene revolving around Deadpool going on the Jimmy Kimmel Live show in the movie, of course, within that third act. This scene was reportedly already shot and was around 1 minute or less in length. The sequences involved, of course, Deadpool crashing the Jimmy Kimmel Live show, dressed in a suit with the mask on, and cracking jokes with a TV host. Now, this scene was recently axed by those like Reynolds, Rhett Reese, and Paul Wernick. Even director Sean Levy gave Reynolds the go-ahead and the decision, and gave it the okay before running things up with Iger and the Disney heads, and the cancellation of the scene is said to be, of course, setting things up further and stirring things up further between Reynolds and Kimmel. Now, Kimmel is already demanding Disney that his scene is to be reinstated. However, the only agreement is that it won't be reinstated unless Kimmel agrees to allow Reynolds to actually present the original material and jokes that he wrote for the Jimmy Kimmel Live show to promote Deadpool 3. With drama already a big deal for Joy Behar, Kimmel is yet another ABC-run program that is falling into the drama for the third Deadpool film and the marketing campaign surrounding it by Disney, and how already Bob Iger and Kevin Feige are looking at other programs to market the film correctly with the right audience as a form of damage control. Iger is also reportedly having many problems with Ryan Reynolds essentially blaming him for starting all the drama with those like Joy Behar and Jimmy Kimmel related to the promotion of Deadpool 3. Kimmel's scene in the third act of the film that was recently cancelled was also due to how director Shawn Levy was not impressed with the scene's jokes to begin with and began to have doubts even after Ryan Reynolds brought up, of course, some of the flaws in the scene that was filmed on the set of the Jimmy Kimmel live show. Now guys, let me stop here quick before I move on. I think that Shawn, Ryan, Rhett, and Paul made the right call to axe the scene featuring Jimmy Kimmel as a response to Kimmel basically blocking out many of Ryan Reynolds' jokes for the Jimmy Kimmel live show. Makes sense, you know? I mean, if you're gonna cancel out one's material, why not cancel out the other person's material as a way of returning that, of course. Now, there's a lot of things going on with this. The fact that you have Kimmel, who seemingly has such an ego that he doesn't want specific types of jokes to go on his show presented by Ryan Reynolds via staying in character of Deadpool, is just flat out disgusting behavior. It just goes to show you that Kimmel and his ego is still sky high, typical as is, and I still don't know why to this day that he's still, of course, hired by Disney, hired by ABC. I think he's one of the worst late night show hosts in recent times. I think that Conan was one of the better ones, Jay Leno was one of the better ones. We need more late night TV show hosts like that back on television. Now, when you look at Jimmy Kimmel too, I'm actually very inspired over the fact that Ryan decided to cancel out his 1 minute or less scene in the third act where Deadpool crashes the Jimmy Kimmel live show. I think that was very much deserved, to say the least. Now, moving onwards, Iger, of course, is now demanding Reynolds and other cast members to go on the Good Morning America show under ABC to promote Deadpool 3, as it is one of the last ABC-run programs, as far as Iger is concerned, to promote this film. Now look, guys, same exact thing as The View. Who really watches Good Morning America? I don't think Deadpool fans are watching this. I don't think Marvel fans are watching this. They are catering to the wrong audience. That's their problem. Alright, if they really want to promote Deadpool 3 properly, just run the proper ads in the proper places and you will get fans to really be exposed to that movie properly. So their marketing campaign right now is all over the place. They don't know what to do with the interviews. They don't know what to do with the one-on-ones, the Q&As, etc., when it comes to this movie. So I think at the end of the day, regardless if this movie's going to be good, if the second trailer will be presented very, very well, they're not going to have to rely on these one-on-one interviews on any program. It's going to speak for itself. The product will speak for itself if Ryan, Paul, Rhett, and Shawn get everything to go their way with the third act. So overall, guys, I would love to hear what you all have to say about this ongoing scenario happening with Deadpool and Wolverine and how the trailer is looming and will be dropping in the next couple of weeks. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.